Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's the beginning of week 11 here, and I'm that loser Amy. We are on my journey to health to lose 125 pounds, and now we have the added challenge of trying to work out what is wrong with my brain, that I'm putting up roadblocks and self-sabotaging and not successfully losing weight. So we've got a lot going on, and we're going to talk about my results this week, and we're going to delve into a little bit of what I started to talk about last week, some different things that I've come up with and different things that I've already started working on to see what I can do to get myself and my brain and my life back on track. So sit back, relax, and we'll get week 11 kicked off. Alright guys, I am struggling this week, just so you know. This is attempt, I think, number 18 to make this video. So I'm just having trouble with it this week. The words aren't coming, the animals are running around, and I'm having some troubles. So I'm sure you just heard that. So the cats are out, and they either love each other or they hate each other. And right now, they are deciding to hate each other. So there may be some thumps and bumps and hisses, but I assure you, everyone is happy and healthy, and they're doing all right. So just bear with me this week, guys. It's been a rough video making day. So anyways, this week's results. There's a caveat to this, because I know last week I talked about the fact that we'd done reorganization, which is why I have this backdrop now. I tried to do the other backdrop in the bedroom. Nothing was hooked up right, and I was just getting frustrated, and so I'm back out here for this week, and we'll see, you know, maybe I'll just stay here. I don't know. But at any rate, I tried that in there, but I'm out here, and I'm fine with that. But in the reorganization, the biggest thing that I did was I did a whole kind of revamping and reorganization and purging of my closet. So I did all that, and all my clothes are in there. I got a new hamper, which, can I tell you, it is so hard to find a hamper with a lid that closes and isn't some frou-frou basket thing that is big, doesn't fit in a closet, and looks like a great place for a cat to curl up and sleep in, but not a great place to throw laundry and try to keep it not be totally infiltrated with fur, which just, you know, after a long enough time, it does a number on the washer and dryer. So, guys, seriously, I tried to go to Walmart. I thought it was open. It was closed, yet I walked right in. And then I was like, are you guys open? And she was like, no. And I'm like, then how am I in here? But at any rate, Walmart was closed. And then I tried Kohl's. I don't know if that's a nationwide thing. But I tried Kohl's, and all they had were the big froofy round baskets that don't do me any good. And then I tried like CVS and Walgreens and Rite Aid, thinking maybe they at least would have the kind that you can hang like over the door. And no, they were all sold out, every single one of them. I don't know why. None of them had them. It's like they just think that everyone who needs a hamper has a hamper, and they don't need to make them anymore. Anyways, on Amazon, I found one and I bought it, and now that's in the closet. And it also gave me room to put my scale in the closet, which is great because it's not getting banged around, and it was under my desk, which was not conducive to anything. It kept getting kicked and banged, and it's a pretty expensive scale, so that was not what I wanted for my scale. So it deserved better. So it's in my closet now, and anyone with an old house with wood floors is going to be able to identify with this or relate to it. You have to be consistent in a house like this as to where you keep your scale, because it can vary pounds from one place to another depending on the type of wood, the give of the wood, all that kind of stuff. I'm not a carpenter. I don't know. I leave that to more skilled people in Jesus. So I don't know what the difference is between in this room and in the bedroom, but I do know there is a difference. I don't know what it is. This week I came up with a 0.6 gain, but I'm putting absolutely no stock in that at all, given the fact that I moved my scale from one room to the other, and it's just different. The wood is different in that room. The setup is different. Some of the floor, it's not rotted or anything. It just has a little bit more play in it, which is normal in an old house with wood floors. So I'm not really putting any faith in that. I'm not really considering myself to have had any results this week. So we'll just see how that makes out next week. So that is where we're going to leave the results, because they're unreliable this week. It is what it is. The other thing that I'm going to talk about today is what I started last week, because it's big. It's big. It's big. There's nothing else to say about it. I'm trying to reorganize the entire way that my brain works, and how I talk to myself, and how I feel about myself, and how I perceive how other people think about me. So I've got all of that that I'm really trying to work through, and I've started only a little bit to try to start to figure out, at least where I am, and then what I need to do to move forward from here. Because right now, in this whole thing, all I know is where I am right now. I am facing this way. And all I've done so far right now is do this. I've done a 180, and I'm at least, I think, facing the right direction. And that's all the further I've gotten this week. But I think that's big, right? Just realizing that I was facing the wrong way in my head, and that I needed to do the 180 and face the other way and go forward from that point. That way. Rather than forward from this point, which was all the not good thoughts and negative self-talk and the poor self-esteem and the endless cycle of not feeling good and not feeling worthy and not feeling healthy. That's healthy and happy put together, y'all. Just so you know, healthy. I'm not healthy. I wasn't feeling healthy. Facing this way, down this road, I think I will feel healthy. Happy and healthy. I think I will. So, even if that's all I've done is switch from here to here, I think that's a big step. I read an article about why people self-sabotage weight loss. Which it's funny, I think, which it's terrible that I can't remember, but I think last week I said that I thought that I might have a fear of success. I think I did say that. And that's what the whole article ended up being about, a fear of success. Like, if I lose the weight, I will no longer have my weight as an excuse for not doing the things that I want to do. Like, all the stuff that's like, oh, well, when I lose weight, I'll do this. Or when I lose weight, I'll finally do that. And the aspect that there might be like a mental crutch in there that if I do lose the weight and I'm down to my goal weight, that I won't have that to fall back on anymore as a shield as to why I haven't done stuff and why I haven't achieved what I want to achieve, because right now I haven't achieved it because I haven't tried it, because I think I should lose weight first. So I think there's some validity in that, and I need to, look at that a little bit more. The other thing is just the fear that whatever I'm thinking that my life would be like 125 pounds less, what if it's not? Like, what if it doesn't do what I think it's gonna do? And the fear that I might do all this work and end up with less than the end result that I expected, they say that's another one. And I'm saying I for these things. I don't necessarily know that they apply to me yet. I'm working on that. But just for illustration purposes, it's easier to say that. But I have to figure that out. And I think that's why it's a good thing that I'm going to work on the emotional aspect of it and the mental aspect of it, because that's definitely a thing where if I work really hard to lose the weight, and I do, but I haven't gotten my head in order, that's where the results aren't going to be what I hope they would be. That's where the weight loss won't actually translate into being happier or healthier. But if I get my head on straight and I learn to be happier now, or while I'm on the journey, if I let myself be happy along the way, then there will be happy when I'm done. And it will look like what I thought it would look like at the end. So I have to look into that a little bit and see if I really think that applies to me. And then the other thing I did start doing was the woman that I was trying to say her name last week. It's so funny because I recorded last week on Tuesday, actually. And then on Wednesday, I recorded the podcast with my friend, and we talked all about the author. So it would have been nice if those days had been flipped and I could have said her name and sounded intelligent instead of how I sounded then, which was the opposite of intelligent. So her name is Brene Brown, which I did put that in the video last week because I edited it after we did our podcast, so I knew. But it's Brene Brown, and I got one of her books on Audible. She actually just put out a 10th anniversary edition of it, and it's called The Gifts of Imperfection. So I just started doing that and listening to that. My friend's actually going to listen to it with me, and we can just, I don't know, analyze each other. Which it's always good to realize that you have issues with a friend and that you're not really alone in the whole thing, because no one should ever feel like they're alone. And I'm not. I have found out since I posted the video on Thursday, I'm not alone in this at all, which makes me feel bad for everyone who's in it with me, but makes me feel great that I'm not doing this by myself. So, at any rate, that's what I'm working on, is listening to that book, which I'm listening to it now just to listen to it, and I know I'm going to listen to it again, because, you know, there's so many nuggets of stuff in this book, and I'm still on the first chapter, that I know I'm going to have to listen to it maybe 2 or 3 times. But I'm doing that. Like I said, I read the one article about self-sabotage. I'm going to be doing more research on that, because that's the kernel that I need to get to on this whole thing, with where this is all coming from. It's that kernel of self-sabotage, why I do it, why I consistently do it, and more importantly, why I do it when I know that I'm doing it. Like, I know I'm doing it when I do it. I know I'm doing it when I do it. And that's a problem. So, I'm working on all that. I'm going to do more research on self-sabotage and try to get to the heart of why I do what I do. And it's not going to be the same reason that other people self-sabotage, but it'll be mine. And hopefully maybe that'll help other people to figure out why they do it, because I know that they do. I've heard from enough people that I know that they do. So that's what's on the agenda for this week, is just more research, more listening to the book, more self-reflection. And that may actually be my bigger focus. And what I think that's going to do is, while I'm focusing on that and trying to get my head straight and figure things out, I think that's just going to default to me being more mindful of everything, which is going to include eating and moving and everything. I just need to live my life more on purpose, rather than letting the days go by and not really knowing, you know, what I got done or what I did or how I felt or how the day ended up. Because I'm in charge of most of that. And I'm definitely in charge of how I react to all of it. So I just need to live life more on purpose. And that's what I'm working on. And I've got things that I'm doing this week that'll hopefully help in that, to live life more mindfully and more on purpose. So I'm going to leave it there this week. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment, please. All of that will help me, because I really feel like this is a good thing that I'm doing, I think, with these videos. It is for me. So hopefully it is for other people. But if nothing else, I'll be able to watch my own life fall apart and kind of gather itself back together. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next week. Thanks, everyone. Bye.